kitchen. So today we're making chicken and potatoes in the Instapot. It's a quick and easy meal, perfect for the summertime. You don't want to spend all your time indoors cooking, so you use your Instapot to make things quick and easy, but it tastes so delicious. Let me show you what it looks like.
Perfectly cooked baby potatoes and tender chicken.
So come along with me and let's make chicken and potatoes in the Instapot.
Let's take a look at the ingredients needed. 3 pounds of chicken breast tenders, which is about 12 pieces. 3 pounds of baby potatoes, gold, red, or both. You're going to need 4 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, 3 to 4 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, 4 tablespoons plus 4 teaspoons of dried ranch dressing divided, 1½ cups of chicken broth, 1/3 of a cup of Parmesan cheese, and salt and pepper to taste. Let's get the spices ready to season the chicken. First, we're going to add 4 tablespoons of the dried ranch dressing. To that, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, one of my all-time favorite spices. 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Now we're going to add in 3 to 4 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. I bought this Italian seasoning from Costco. It's in a little grinder. So it may look like I'm putting a little bit less than 3 to 4 teaspoons, but it is getting ground up and I think that's pretty close. Half a teaspoon of onion powder. I'm putting in a half a teaspoon of cracked black pepper. And some Himalayan sea salt, probably about a teaspoon. Once I have all my spices together, I get my mini whisk and just blend all the seasonings together to make sure it's incorporated. So I'm going to take my seasoning mix and divide it in about half. I'm going to use half to coat the chicken and half to coat the potatoes. Now I've taken my clean hands and I'm laying out my chicken flat so I can spread the seasoning. It's going to cover 2 plates, so I'm going to just roughly sprinkle the seasoning on top of both plates of chicken. Once I've given a real light coat, I'm going to flip them over and do the other side. Again, they don't have to be completely covered. It's just to get some of the flavoring on each strip of chicken. I've washed my hands thoroughly, and now we're going to go ahead and season the potatoes. The potatoes need some olive oil in order to have the seasoning stick, so I've put on a couple tablespoons of oil, and I'm going to use my hands. It's much easier to ensure that everything is coated well and the seasoning is not sitting at the bottom of the bowl. If I feel like it's not sticking well enough, I could always add a little bit more olive oil. Now that everything is prepared, we're going to push the saute button, and as you can see, the temperature's on more, and we're going to warm up the Instapot. You know it's ready when it turns to hot. It'll take a few minutes. Now we're going to go ahead and put in our butter, and we wait to put it in until it's hot so it can just melt, and then we can start browning our chicken in the butter. Some folks don't care to brown their chicken before they cook it, but to me it just adds so much flavor. So if you have that extra time, make sure you brown your chicken before you cook it in the Instapot, especially in butter. As you can see, it's cooking in the Instapot, and it's going to be time to turn over my chicken. You just want it to have a nice little sear. It's about 3 minutes. And because the Instapot is already hot, the second side only needs about 2 minutes cooking time. You don't want to overcook it. And then you just repeat it with the next batch of chicken. After finished cooking the second batch, I'm removing all the chicken, and as you can see, there's some burnt on bits to the bottom of the Instapot. You have to make sure you take care of this before you set the pressure cooking. If you don't, you will get an awful burn error. So you just put in a cup of your liquid and you start deglazing the pan, and you just scrape off all the bits off the bottom. Once the bits are all removed, you put in the remaining liquid. And then it's time to assemble everything in the pan. I'm going to put in my rack. On top of the rack, I'm going to put my brown chicken and just layer it up. It can be stacked up, that's fine. It'll work just as well. But you don't want it to get damaged, so lay it out as nice as you can. I like to use a crisscross pattern when I'm doing this. Now it's time to stack the potatoes on the chicken. If you don't have a steamer rack, you can put them directly on top. If you have a steamer rack like I do, I'm going to go ahead and insert this. This will help stop the chicken from being damaged. So there's only a few little legs that are inserted by the chicken, and now all of my potatoes can be added to the Instapot. As you can see, the potatoes are going to go almost to the top of the Instapot. Because we are steaming, this is okay to exceed the 2/3 fill line that's written in the side of the pot. So don't worry. Now that all the ingredients are loaded into the Instapot, we're going to go ahead and put on the lid. And we're going to ensure the vent is set to sealing. Now it's time to set the pressure cooking. We always hit cancel to cancel the saute function. Hit pressure cook, and as you can see, it's on high. And we're going to cook this for only 15 minutes. So I'm going to adjust the time down to 15 minutes. And then once it's done, you could tell it says low 00. We're going to do a quick release. We don't want it to sit under a natural pressure release at all for this recipe because our chicken will be overcooked, and so will our potatoes. So I'm doing a natural release, and we'll wait for the pin to drop, and then it's time to open the Instapot. The pin has dropped, so it's time to safely remove the lid. Look at that. I wish you could smell how delicious this smells. The cooked chicken, the seasoned potatoes. Oh, I can't wait to bite in. So I used some tongs to remove my steaming rack of potatoes. As you can see, they all came out at once. If you didn't use a steaming rack, you can just take out the potatoes piece by piece. The chicken is the same way. I could have taken out the whole rack and put it onto a plate, but I decided to use a small pair of tongs and just lift out the chicken. You can see a few pieces broke. I think next time I will lift out the rack. And there you have it, seasoned chicken and potatoes in the Instapot. To finish off the plate, you can see I sprinkled it with Parmesan cheese, tossed with the last 4 teaspoons of ranch dressing to add extra flavor. So delicious. If you enjoyed this recipe, please give my video a thumbs up and comment down below. If you would like to see more of my videos, please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell to be informed when my next weekly video is available. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.